from Saturday? Just what were your overall takeaways after reviewing it?
Just a lot to clean up. Feel like we did a good job of flushing it and making sure we make changes and the necessary changes on everyone's part. And to be quite honest, I think there's just so much to learn from, so much to grow from, and that's the beauty of it too. Is they're fixable and things that we can definitely get better at.
How stoked are you to go on the road and play in this environment, man?
Super excited. Just a great environment. I think our first away game, which will be fun, traveling with the guys, but most importantly, just another opportunity to step on that field. So never taking that for granted, and just dialing in the preparation and being as best as we can.
I know you had some great road games at UCF. Is this the greatest? I mean, is this going to be the
This
coolest
is
one?
I think this one's up here. Like I said, it's going to be a fun one. And, I'm pretty aware of the rivalry back in the day and even now. So I'm just quite honest. I'm super excited.
How much of the stuff when you got sacked or get pressures on you just to get rid of the ball simply?
No, for sure. That's a big part on my end. Taking care of the football, getting us back to, either zero or away from a negative, and throwing the ball away when things aren't there or when I'm outside the pocket. Trying not to lose any yards, especially on first and second down, and then if we're in field goal range. But just gotta be better at that, and I'm definitely super critical of my play and try to be better in every aspect. So
That stuff that just comes in time too. I mean, people forget that it is the second game, just getting back into the rhythm of it.
I think it's something you work on, or you don't necessarily work on, but you got to be, ready and prepared to do so, and it's an immediate reaction. So training yourself to be really good at that is difficult because you necessarily don't practice the throwaway, but just finding your check downs and likewise when you're outside the pocket.
I know my
not
fat
taking a
ass
sack.
couldn't do this, so I'm just asking.
What was the key to get you guys going the second half the other night? Just kind of.
I think the biggest thing is the momentum, on the front end. That 2-minute drive before, setting the tone there. I think that gave us some momentum, and then going in the second half, we really knew we had to, set the tone and scoring points, right when we get the ball. So just had a good adjustment, felt really good about it, and the guys did really good. So.
How big is it for the offense and just as a whole to get a guy like Wanya back this week?
Huge. Just another guy on to help those guys out on the line, and we really got a good 8 or 9 guys who could really come in and play. So that helps everyone. Especially on the O-line, playing long drives or as fast as we go. I know it can kind of get tiring on their end.
Jeff said he feels like the offense is kind of in really a pretty good spot comparatively to his previous stops. You kind of taking stock of, I mean, I know you were just a freshman in 2019, but taking stock of how far along you guys are offensively compared to then?
I think the biggest thing really is just how we attacked it in January and the preparation, even going into fall camp or that summer we had. Never had a summer like that, partially because I knew we were going to have a summer like that to do what we wanted to do and put in everything we wanted to put in. So I'm proud of the way we prepared and the summer we had because it's coming into fruition and there's so many things we can fix, and I think that's the exciting part for us.
Do you ever have to talk to Jalil and say, kind of be patient, the ball is going to find you at some point?
I think getting him going and sometimes it's just not getting through the progression to him, but most importantly sometimes with how fast we move, it's just sometimes either a running back night, a slot night, outside night, like you saw with Marvin. He could have 2 touchdowns or it could be a tight end kind of night, and B-Will has himself 2 touchdowns. So it really is taking what they give us, but most importantly just making sure everyone's ready when their time is and their opportunity is going to come, because you got to take advantage of it, and you never know when the opportunity will come.
What's your thoughts on the Nebraska defense?
I think they're very talented. Obviously, got some big dudes on the D-line, and they're really talented up front. And I think their linebackers play really well. So it'll be a good, test for us. And, they're going to come, super prepared to play and ready to play with, all that's going on down there. But, we're going to get their best. And, we better prepare to, give our best, just because, it's going to be a good game. And that's why you play the game, is go out there and, come out who's a winner, who's a loser. So
Kind of seems like that's the rallying cry around here. That no matter where you guys go as Oklahoma, you're going to get everybody's best shot.
exactly, and I think that's the beauty of it too. Is that's what you want as competitors. Shoot, you want the best. You want to play in big time environments. You want to play in atmospheres that are the best in college football, and I think that's not only why a lot of guys come here, but a lot of guys are competitors and want to compete at that level. So, we're excited and can't wait to get it going.
The tempo, does that make it any easier, harder to deal with the road, atmosphere, road noise, stuff like that?
Not necessarily. I think, like I said, just the way we prepare and the way we practice, kind of gets us, ready for it. As fast as we play, the noise, with the noise at practice, but it's difficult to replicate a game atmosphere, but I think we do, a really good job at trying to get it as close as we could.
Well, along those lines, do you kind of, as the quarterback under center, do you have to kind of emphasize really communicating with everybody else in a road environment like that to get the tempo you're looking for?
For sure. I think when you get big chunk plays, it's a little easier because you're running down with the guys. You can kind of communicate with the O-linemen and help them out on that end. But I think it's more difficult on third downs. Obviously, the fans get excited or crucial situations. But for the most part, we just got to be even more dialed in, even more focused on communicating, nonverbal communication, and likewise just executing our job the best.
You talked about big-time environments. Just your impression of your first two performances or your first two experiences in front of this crowd.
Amazing. I never fully, soak it in when I'm in the moment, just because I'm so focused on, the game. But when I look back and watch the rerun or I'm watching, the game on tape, it's just super cool to, see what, OU's able to put on for us, but likewise for the fans. And, the lights was something I had no clue was going to happen, but just little things like that, I really never take for granted. And, man, I'm so grateful, God's continued to give me an opportunity to play every single practice, every single game, and I just got an attitude of gratitude for that. So
I know you're on offense, but, through these first two games, the defense hasn't given up many points. Just from your perspective, what's it been like watching defense these first two games?
It's been a blessing for sure. They've been playing their butt off, and, they really are, a suffocating defense and make you earn every yard. And, I've experienced it just going through spring ball and fall camp against them, but, kind of just, seeing it against someone else. I think that's the fun about, putting all the work in is getting to do it against someone else and, kind of getting to apply to all the things you learned and situations you put yourself in.
Rivalries have changed so much, and obviously OU Nebraska being a historical one. How much has Brent touched on that with you all this week, if at all?
Coach BV really focuses on us and making sure we're dialed in to, our cues and things we do. And not necessarily, down in the rivalry, but most importantly, just putting our focus on us and bring the best prepared as we can. And I think when you keep that, the main focus, the rest will take care of itself. But, I know a lot of the teammates are aware of it, and, a lot of the guys played Nebraska last year. So naturally, as competitors, there's a little more edge and a little more fun to it. But, that's what college football is all about, and that's why people love it is the rivalries, the great atmospheres, and the love for their university. So.
Do you remember your first rivalry game at UCF or what it was like experiencing it?
I do. Rivalry games are just fun. It's usually at the end of the season, but, luckily here at OU we get multiple rivalries, so that's, a lot of fun. But honestly, just the atmosphere. I think the hype leading up to it and naturally the rivalry gives a little more spark to the game, but it's fun, and I think that's what college football is all about. So.
You ever been to Nebraska?
Never been.
Have you ever even thought of being in Nebraska?
Wouldn't necessarily vacation there, but yeah, I've never thought of it until, now. So.
I'm going to ask an honest question. Who is UCF's rival?
USF,
Okay.
South Florida.
How serious is that rivalry?
Pretty serious, I would say, over there, but I'm definitely experiencing a higher level of rivalries.
You guys played for a trophy?
We did.
What is it?
It was called the War on I-4.
The what?
War on I-4, which was a highway
Oh, okay.
that connected the two. Yep.
I got you.
Do you notice the crowd size different at all since you've been here? Obviously, I think, what is it, like double the amount of people, I think, maybe.
I think the atmosphere, when you look back at it, like I said, you definitely, feel that. But to be quite honest, just, having played, as a freshman and got the experience I've gotten, I think naturally I've, kind of been in, not atmospheres like this, but something similar. And I think if you asked me in my freshman year, I think I'd have a different answer. But now, being older, I think for me, the way I prepare and just the way we're so locked into the game is how we stay even killed.
A few weeks into classes and stuff, and obviously you've been through this before at other schools, but have you settled into a routine? Are you finding your way around campus and stuff?
I am. I'm in biology, so I'm fighting a hard one right now. But doing as best as I can, getting the bio class done with the lab. But school's fun, so I enjoy it, and definitely some hard work on that end with the bio class. But for the most part, I get to meet new people and interact with just more students, not necessarily student athletes. So that's the fun part about, being in class.
You obviously won't fully know till you're out against Nebraska, but you're the quarterback of a top 10 team. I think Brent's mentioned the Game 7 mentality that every opponent's going to bring. Is that weird for you, or not weird, but have you had to change the way you think about the game at all, just in terms of being the team that's hunted by everyone? As far as I know, UCF had a lot of good seasons under your belt, but just has it been a different dynamic for you mentally at all?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think so, and I think it's because of the way I prepare and knowing that at the end of the day it's 11 on 11, not making the moment too big or too small, and just approaching it the right way. And I think having that approach for me has been something I pride myself on, and just preparing the right way. So I'm really confident in the way I prepare, and feel like that goes a long way. Because I know, I got some guys on my side too that, I would take over anyone. So having those guys on my side makes it easy to be confident.
Watched any UCF games this year?
I have. I've checked in with, some friends and buddies back there that I'm really close with. So
Is it weird at all?
I wouldn't say weird. Different.
Mm-hmm.
And but for the most part, I got a lot of love for the guys I played with, and being connected with them, but also the guys who have left as well. They're at different schools. I was really close to them, and just keeping in contact with certain things like that. I mean, we've been really close. So.